You are looking at the ferry called Freshwater, pulling in here to wharf number 3 at Circular Quay in Sydney. And this is the ferry that's going to be taking me on my journey, a 30-minute journey, over to Manly. And I'm going to spend the day over in Manly, hopefully find a nice cafe and sit and do some work. The trip over there is all of 30 minutes. Should be a really nice trip with scenery like the Opera House in the background. I would think that it's pretty hard to beat. So let's get on board the Freshwater. There's a shot of one of the Freshwater crewmen tying the ferry up here at wharf number 3. I bet he knows how to tie a sailor's knot. So we'll be on board here in just a moment. I don't know if that seagull has a ticket or not, but we'll see. Alright, so as the saying goes, all aboard. Welcome aboard the Freshwater. And should be a nice, really nice chance to experience Sydney Harbour from a little bit of a different perspective, that being actually out on the water. So I'm going to find myself to the rear of the ferry as the ferry is pulling out. Actually, that would be the front of the ferry if I'm not mistaken. So I guess it's good to know the front from the back. I'm going to find my way to the rear of the ferry, and I would think that would be a great spot to get some nice pictures with the Opera House in the background and the Sydney Harbour Bridge as well. Going to be a wonderful trip. Should be a nice way to spend one of the last days on this trip down under for me. Alright, we are underway and they don't waste any time. They got us on board and they pulled right out of wharf number 3 and we're on our way to Manly. Give you a nice view of the Sydney skyline as we pull out. And Circular Quay. Sydney is just an exceptional city. Absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful view of the Opera House as we're pulling out of Circular Quay here. Look at that. Truly beautiful. Give you a nice another look at the skyline as we're pulling out. And I'll bring it full, well, half circle, and show you the Harbour Bridge. I had the opportunity to climb the Harbour Bridge just the other day. Come a little further out, as you can see, and if I zoom in, that is the Botanic Gardens right about there. So that would be the Botanic Gardens, or so I believe. And then as I pan a little bit over to the left, I would think the area that I'm coming across here, somewhere in here, is Woolloomooloo. And that is there's a naval yard there. Maybe I'll see a naval ship. But that's where the famous Harry's Cafe de Wheels is located, somewhere over in that area. That's I'm staying in an area called Potts Point. So you can see Sydney is quite populated. I think something like 20% of Australia's population lives in Sydney, if I'm not mistaken. And so as not to upset the folks on the good north shore of Sydney, across the Harbour Bridge, give you a shot of their skyline. Haven't made it over to the north shore, and I don't think I will this trip, but I've heard some good stuff about it as well. Sydney all around is just a fantastic city. Give you another wide shot of the view here. Really a a sight to behold. Here's an interesting shot of a Harbor City Ferries crew member taking a picture. And I was just commenting to him that it's kind of interesting. This is just a typical day for him. And lo and behold, you know, there he is taking a picture. And he was telling me that he always does that. Now, I think I'd have to give the, as far as beautiful skylines, I think I'd have to take my hat off to San Francisco over Sydney. Sydney is beautiful, no doubt, but I think the San Francisco with the Golden Gate Bridge and the Pyramid Building and all of that, I think that trumps Sydney. I'm sure there's those that would beg to differ, but they're both gorgeous, no doubt about it. Okay, so the gentleman here that I was just talking about, what's your name?
Haig.
Haig?
Yes.
Haig, okay. So Haig is pointing out some of the stuff over there. That's Bradley Head?
Bradley's Head to the left.
Bradley Head to the left.
In front of the city.
And then I'm going to come over here. And as I pan here, there's some houses nestled there on the shore.
Yeah, that's Clifton Gardens.
Clifton Gardens, okay.
Which is part of Mossman Council.
Is that a pricey bit of real estate right there?
Very pricey, probably one of the most pricey parts of Sydney.
Now, which home is yours up there?
A bit further back.
A bit further, okay, a little bit further back. So we continue on, and then what else do we have here?
This is Chowder Bay.
What is it called?
Chowder Bay.
Chowder?
Yeah, Chowder Bay.
Like clam chowder?
All ex-Army territory.
All ex-Army territory, okay.
All defence territory. Yeah.
Uh-huh, wonderful.
And this all to the right is all Sydney Harbour National Park.
Sydney Harbour National Park over to the right. Fantastic. So I'd be curious. I was walking in this morning today to come over on this ferry ride, and I came across a young girl, and I was asking her, I was telling her I'm coming over here to Manly Beach, and I was asking her what her favorite beach was. She said freshwater. What's your favorite beach, Bondi?
Freshwater.
Freshwater is your favorite beach.
Yep.
What's so special about freshwater?
It's got a good surfing point.
Good. Are you a surfer?
Yep.
All right, good surfer.
Surfing beach, yeah.
All right, so freshwater beach. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find my way over to freshwater. I'm going to hang out in Manly for a little while, check out the beach, and then find my way down, hopefully over to freshwater. Okay, you're looking at South Head here as we're getting closer to Manly, and as I pan around, you're going to see Haig's favorite, and that is called North Head. So you have South Head and North Head, and over here somewhere, there you go, there is North Head. That's Haig's favorite. I'll zoom in. You can see the surf is just really something else. Doing my best to hold the camera steady. A little bit hard, we're having some swells here, but nonetheless you get the idea. Look at that. We're all but a few minutes from our arrival into Manly. Haig was telling me to get from the wharf where we're going to dock in Manly over to the beach is all of a 5-minute walk. So I'll give you a nice view of the Manly skyline as we pull in. It's supposed to be a nice area. Whereas Bondi Beach, if I understand it, it's kind of hippie-ish. Manly is more of a yuppie type of a hangout. I could be mistaken, but that's what I believe I was told. Okay, arrival in Manly. I don't see anybody standing on the dock with a sign that says Tom, but hopefully I'll be able to find my way around. Here's the view as you're leaving Manly Wharf, and it definitely has a nice feel to it. Small town feel, if you will. And I'm going to find my way into town, and as Haig was saying, it's just a 5-minute walk over to the beach. So I should be able to find my way over there here in just a few minutes and hopefully find a nice cafe to get my morning cappuccino. The passageway from the Manly Wharf down to Manly Beach is called the Corso, C-O-R-S-O. As you can see, a young girl playing in the fountain here. And I am just right at the beach. So the beach is right here. And I'm going to take a walk and see if I can't find a nice place to hang out during the afternoon here. Enjoy Manly. That's the message that greets you as you enter the beach area here. And it is every bit as wonderful as I've been told. It's just a vast, vast beach. And you can see there's quite a few surfers there. This isn't summertime, otherwise the beach, I'm sure, would just be packed and the water would have far more surfers and swimmers in it than it does. But nonetheless, it is really a wonderful beach. The people here in Sydney are just really blessed with some fantastic shoreline. Ideal for spending a day at the beach. You can see the beach goes on for quite some distance, and then just up from the beach you have a walkway, and I'm going to find my way down this walkway as I continue my pursuit for the ideal cafe to spend the day. I found my way just up the path a short way, and I thought I'd give you this perspective. There's some beautiful homes to be purchased right there along the waterfront and some apartments, and then they have a beautiful park that is lined with some absolutely gorgeous, what look to be like pine trees. So there's quite a few people out enjoying a nice day here. You see a lot of people with their babies and a woman like this woman coming up, getting in the morning run. And I'm sure there's quite a few tourists like myself. And then there are more surfers. I was reading that Manly has what's called a surf school. And that may be what you're looking at right here, is where they'll teach you how to surf. So in just a few moments I'll go down and get a closer look at the surfers there on the beach and in the water. And continuing along, there is a area here for volleyball. Just fantastic. This is one of those spots in my travels that I go and I think, you know, I wish I had another life to live and could live it here. Look at this. I found my way down to the surf, and I was correct insofar as the Manly Surf School. I was told by some locals here that there are actually several sessions in progress at the moment. So as I pan my video, you'll see some youngsters like these two here headed out with their instructor to learn the fine sport of surfing. Actually, be kind of fun to give that a shot, surfing. I see a couple headed out into the water in just their swimsuits. I can't imagine the water is all that cold. Some proud mothers look on as their children head off into the surf. So you can see the young gal here with her shirt. It says Manly Surf School. This should give you a nice shot of some of the real estate to be had here in Manly Beach. Beautiful homes and what look to be like apartments all along the main waterfront street here. Beachfront, I should say. Definitely be a nice place to find a rental and come and spend a couple weeks, if not even a month or two. If you're looking for a surfboard, this would probably be a great place to look. They have a sale rack, $100 off all boards, this rack only. And this is a business called Dripping Wet here, just along the main street, as you see a surfer getting ready to head out for a day of surfing. And this gentleman here is, I think this guy is, I think he's doing what's called, waxing. Is that what you're doing?
Combing.
Combing?
It's waxing.
You're combing the board.
I'm combing the board.
You're combing the board.
Makes the wax stand up and makes it grip.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
So if you put your hand on it.
So you put the wax on the board, and then once the wax is on the board, then you comb it to make it rough.
You don't always have to comb it, but there's old wax underneath. It's slippery, so
absolutely.
It just makes it stand up.
Fantastic.
Thanks so much. See you this afternoon. No worries, mate.
So you can.
You're on holidays, are you?
I am. I'm on holidays.
My
Great place.
Yeah, wonderful. This is where it all began. Up from California.
Oh yeah?
Here in California, really.
This is where surfing began, huh?
Modern surfing.
Wow. Okay.
They call me MD.
MD, huh? All right.
Cheers.
I think they say hang 10. Is that what it is, or something like that? As he heads off to the surf. All right, from beach to cafe, I found my way to a spot called the Honolulu Grill, and it took some doing because when I'm searching around for a place to sit, first of all, I got to find a place where I can plug in. Got to have electricity if I'm going to hang out for several hours, and then the other thing is you got to find a spot where they're not going to be giving you dirty looks for sitting here for several hours. So this seems to be like a rather nice place to just chill for the rest of the afternoon here. And I'm doing just that. I'm just doing some work on a website right now for one of my clients, and just going to chill here for several hours and find my way back to Sydney. All right, I found my way from one end of Manly Beach to the other. And in doing so, I think I'm going to wrap up this tour of Manly Beach here in Sydney and find my way over for a nice cappuccino and a good day's work. So hope you enjoyed the visit to Manly Beach here in Sydney, and also hope you get to make it here someday. Just really a wonderful place to visit. And this is fall, this isn't even summer.